Hey guys, so my name is Jackie and I'm super excited to talk with you guys today and do a quick little training on how to use Google Streak. Now, Google Streak is simply just a tracking tool that we use to keep ourselves organized as we're talking to a whole ton of people and walking them through the process from when we first connect with them all the way till when they join your challenge group or sign up as a coach. I found that this is the simplest way to stay organized with tracking, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys how to basically download this into your Gmail all the way through to how to set it up and then how we use it. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And I'm gonna try and keep this quick for you guys. But here's where you're gonna start. Basically, you're gonna start at streak.com. You're gonna download the app, and once you download the app, give your computer whatever it needs from a permission standpoint, you're gonna get to this screen. Then you're gonna go install, go to Gmail. Once you click this, it's gonna have you log into your Gmail account. So you do need a Gmail for this. And when you get there, you're gonna get this little screen here with your new Gmail account if you have a new one. Now, once you're on here, in the top right corner, you're gonna see this little streak exclamation guy. You're gonna click that and then click sign in. Now, basically what's gonna happen from here is Google Streak is gonna prompt you to answer a bunch of different questions from how you're using Streak, allow the permissions here, how you're using it, how you can best track. Don't spend too much time thinking about those questions. It's honestly just a way for them to figure out how they can best set up a template for you, but we're gonna modify the template anyway, so it's really not a big deal. But we can do this, get started. It's gonna ask you, what are you using Streak for? How many people on your team are using it? All of this. Just go through and answer all these questions. But again, don't think too much about it. It really doesn't matter. Once you get all of these set up, here's what it's gonna do. It's gonna bring you to a screen that looks like this. Now, where you can access your Streak once you go through the prompted questions is over here where you normally would be at your inbox. If you just scroll down, you're gonna see this new little tab that says Pipeline and Sales Deals. And that is where you're gonna click in order to get to this screen. So to show you, you go from Inbox to this, to Google Streak. Now, this is the one that they are going to set up for you, basically. They're the ones that they're gonna give you this. They probably didn't put Hey Girl, but this is what's gonna be really cool for you with Google Streak. You get to modify this template with whatever makes sense for your brain. And I'm gonna show you just a couple ways of how you can use this function, and then I'm gonna show you one that I actually set up. So to change the names of these up here, you're gonna click this little settings button, and that's gonna bring up, and I'll move my screen out of the way here again. I'm just moving all over the place. And this is gonna bring up this list of things. Now you can just click here. Maybe you wanna do lead. This is where you wanna do Hey Girl. You wanna do invited, send follow-up, send link, whatever makes sense for you. You can also change the color here if you want to do gray and you want to do pink or whatever you want to do, and you can also move them around. So this is you just organizing people through the process in the way that makes sense for your brain. And I'll again show you guys one that I have already previously set up. Then you hit apply, and it's going to basically just change it up for you. So now you have your little stages that you go through. Now, what's also cool here is you can change the names of these top categories as well. So maybe this is stage, maybe close date though, you wanna say, sent link date or whatever. Now, what's gonna be cool is you can double click here and it's already gonna have it populated for you with the dates. Now, you can modify these templates. You can also do drop-down menus. If you wanna change the drop-down menu, let me just show you guys one quick thing here. So basically you can move these columns around. If you just wanna move them, you just kind of double click, you can change the order of them. But if you really wanna just go through and modify your own, feel free to go through, delete all of the columns and start fresh from the beginning. So that way you can set it up. Do you want it as a drop down? Do you want it as a date setup? But the way you do that is you go to the far right here, you click this add, and you pick the type of box you want it to be. So do you want it to be a date or do you want it to be a drop down? All of that. Let's say you want it to be a drop-down, and you want to say whatever social media platform you got it from. So you name it social media. Now to add categories, you just double-click there and then type to create manage options, add options, and now you start adding them. So we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and so on and so on. So now as you're adding people into this, when you go and you click here, it's going to keep it really easy for you just to go through and fill in the blanks for all the people. And you guys can mess with this again. Oops, hold on, just went away from me. There we go, bring it back. So you can go through and you can mess with this with however it makes the most sense for you. Now I'm gonna show you one that I've previously set up just to continue with this demo. So These are all my friends: Scarlett Johansson, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Kate Hudson, just a few casual names. And this is how I personally have my Google Streak set up. So I have lead, which to me is basically anyone that I have on my list of people that I want to talk to. Now for new coaches, how I would encourage you to use this is where you can compile your list of all of the people in your warm market, all of your friends from college, your friends right now, your significant other friends, people you work with, people you played sports with, people you grew up with, whatever it is. These are where you're going to put your new market people. For people who've maybe been doing this a little bit longer, for me, it's, whoever, when I go out and follow people on Instagram, whoever follows me back, these are the people that I'm putting on here. I'm putting Facebook friends on here, all of the different ways that are just people that I want to talk to. Now, Hey Girl is obviously after I sent them a message, invite after I sent them an invite, coach invite. These are all really self-explanatory. So what I'm going to show you is how I walk people through the process. So once I insert a couple people here, obviously. So let's say I have Scarlett Johansson. I followed her on Instagram. She follows me back, so I put her in my lead. I added the date, I added the source, and then a follow-up date. Now for me, where I use the notes column, this middle one right here, this is where I'm going to put notes like A-team, meaning people that I really am excited about and want to stay in contact with. Or maybe I put is having a baby in September, or is getting married next year, or has joined a challenge group before and is ready to start up again. I'm going to put notes there so I can quickly at a glance know exactly who these people are as I'm talking to them. So once Scarlett Johansson, I go and I'm going to send her my first Hey Girl. So I put in the date, I just double click it. I say I'm going to send her this on September 7th, go from lead, and then she gets moved to Hey Girl. And it automatically just moves her down here. Now, when I'm ready to go and send out my invites, this is where I get to pull from. Just anyone that's on this list, I can go back and look. Did they respond to my Hey Girl? What does this look like? Now, some people choose to only put people in the Hey Girl as if they get a response. I put everyone there because it still just kind of keeps me in touch with their profile. So you can do what works best for you there. But this is where I'm going to go and send my invites from. And again, I go and I send my invite. Now here's where things get a little bit interesting for me, and kind of a way that I found is really easy to keep track of people throughout the process. So once I send them the invite, so I invited Selena and I've invited Scarlett. Let's say Selena responds, these are actually my friends, right? Let's say Selena responds and she says, I'm definitely interested in this group, tell me more. She now immediately is gonna get moved to the maybe category. And now here's why. We all know that sometimes we send out invites and we get positive responses, but then throughout the conversation, they ghost on us or they stop responding, or maybe we forget to follow up with them, whatever the case may be. For me, this maybe category and this maybe list is a great touch base right before I'm closing out registration for my challenge groups. I can go to this maybe section and see, oh, I totally forgot Selena was interested. I need to make sure that I follow up with her. And it's a great section for follow-ups. So let's say she ghosted on me halfway through. I can now send her the message. Hey, gorgeous, I just wanted to touch base with you. I know you were excited about the group. We're closing registration this weekend. Are you still interested in chatting? And that's a compiled list of people. So let's say I send her that follow-up. She gets moved to follow-up, and so on and so on. Now, the other thing I love about Google Streak is when you're moving people through, because you have this last contacted, it doesn't have to go in any sort of chronological order. You just update the date when you're talking to them so that you know when the last time you talked to them was. But I love that this gives me a list of people that I know where the last stage they were at in the conversation so that I can restart the conversation in whichever category is appropriate. So as we know, it's really good to stay in touch with people who maybe you talked to 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever it is. So every now and then, maybe I go to the sent follow-ups, or I go to, let's say Scarlett Johansson, she told me not right now, back in September. And let's say it's December, it's Christmas time. I go to her profile and I see that she just got engaged. I can then say, hey Scarlett, oh my gosh, congratulations on your engagement, when's the wedding? And after I do that, I update that I talked to her in December, and then she gets moved back to Hey Girl. And now she's in the Hey Girl section. And when I go to send invites, I can pull from the same list. And maybe in the note section, I say, invited in fall, not a good time. And then when I go back and I say, hey Scarlett, I know back in October it wasn't a great time for you, but I would love to invite you to the New Year's group that we're doing. And that's how you can really keep track of everyone that you're talking to. And this list will just always keep growing. And then let's say, January rolls around and Taylor's like, yeah, I want to sign up as a coach. then boom, she gets moved down here to yes, she's a coach, and now I just know that she already signed up. So that's how you can really use Google Streak to your best benefit. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll post a couple links on how to download it as well, just in the comment section here. But I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye.